Welcome back to the Overcomfort Podcast. I am your host, Jenicka Lopez. Thank you guys so much for clicking and choosing to watch this episode, listening to it from wherever you guys are at, in your car, at work, at the gym. Thank you guys so much for the love and support. I have someone so near and dear to my heart. If you guys know, then you know who MasterWeenay is. Welcome, my love. Her name is Johana. But we call her MasterWeenay, and I want to give her the space to kind of explain. But how long have we been friends, Ween?
We've been friends for almost 5 years, maybe five.
Shut up!
This morning I was like, yeah, 5.
5 years? Okay. So 5 years. I met her through Allenized. I booked you right after Allen. Then after that, it's been a love story.
It was right before New Year's too. It was crazy.
Yes, we've loved each other ever since. She's seen me in all of my eras as well. Her and you know who else? Tony. You and Tony have been through it with me in my apartments, in my house, in my new house, everything. So I'm very grateful that you're here today.
I'm so thankful that you actually invited me.
I know, we were joking about it. We're like, I was ending the last season. Remember when we were ending season 2 and I was like, okay, I want you on the next one, but where you do my nails and then we talk about it. Obviously, she's not doing my nails right now, but
because we have the best gossip when we do her nails.
Yeah, okay, I don't know if I'm the only person, but when you get your nails done and you talk to your nail tech, like it's like a therapy.
Yes.
That's like Tony, you, my stylist, everybody for me, like, you guys are like my little therapists. Like,
yeah, you guys are my little besties for me. So it's like, yeah, let me just catch you up on the last time you were here.
I love it because, we have our little girl chat. And that's what we're going to do today. We're just going to chit chat. Like we said, I've known her for 5, going on 6 years. I've seen her. The growth for her has been insane.
Crazy.
You
have actually been there.
Yes.
Like you were like literally like when I was already like it was you guys before I like whatever I did.
And I want to talk about that because obviously I'm proud. I'm a proud friend. I'm a proud client. I love you. I love your art. I feel like you're super talented. But what I love also is that you came from the ground up by yourself and you taught yourself. She's self-taught. She's learned how to master everything. When did you start? You said you were like what, 10?
I started when I was 9.
9 inside of
in a swap meet.
In a salon?
Yeah, in a swap meet at a salon. My mom worked at a swap meet and I was raised at the swap meet at the salon. So every day after school, homework and then boom. It was time to do nails. We had a little lady doing nails there. She was Vietnamese and she always told me because she saw that I was interested. She was like, look, you teach me English, I teach you nails. And my mom bought me my little kit, like a little $10 kit. And I would, all my swap meet friends, I would freaking grab them. They would get in line. And I would give them the ugliest nails. And they were so lit. They were so happy. And the crazy thing is that it's been 18 years. And they're still, like, I'm so proud of where you're at right now. Like, it's crazy.
Do you still talk to those people? Or are they loyal?
They're loyal. They're not clients because my schedule's crazy. They're like, we're not even going to try. But if they can, they do try to get in. And whenever they can, they shoot me a DM. I see their families and stuff online, and I try to reach in. So it's like, we're there forever. Like, I can't.
How's the journey been for you? Because I feel like I've seen you behind closed doors privately, obviously stressed out. You've been through it.
Oh my God, Jenicka has seen me when I've been crying, when I want to give up, when I'm over people, everything.
And relationships, everything like that. But as far as business-wise, you've obviously had your shops. You've closed down your shops. You've opened new ones. You've had to let some clients go.
I've had to let people go. Like,
yes.
People that I really loved working with go. Everything.
How's that? Like the balance of being also a business owner, like, because not only are you managing yourself, but you're also managing other people, like in your space and having your own shop, which by the way, it's open.
It's been open.
It's open now. Okay.
I haven't fully posted like it's open because we all do appointment only.
Okay.
And it's crazy, but you guys can always, it's online. You guys can find it.
Yes. So how is that for you as a business owner now? Because you've had to close, right? You've closed.
I've had to close a few shops. It's been like a crazy roller coaster of like when you really love what you do, you just want to keep going and you feel like you have so much weight of like, you need to, like, for me at least, I remember being little. I remember being like 8 years old and thinking like, what am I going to do after high school? Like, I can't be like, not a bum, but I can't do like this regular job. My mom's going to kill me. Even though my mom's never been like that, I was always like, what am I going to do? Like, I can't settle. Like, and I suck at school. I will study so hard and I'll still fail. Like, oh, back then, I think I could do better now. But at the time, I'm like, I don't know if I'm going to do this. I can't even study. I don't know how. And when I started doing nails at such a young age, and I was charging my friends $5, and mind you, when I was charging $5, it was back then when minimum wage was like, what, $8, $9? And I was like, wow, I did 4 nail sets and I made $35. I'm going to be rich. And that is actually what motivated me. It wasn't even like money motivated. I don't know how to explain, but I've always been like, you know, I've seen my mom do it her whole life where she's like, por acá o por allá, like, we're going to figure it out. So I feel like that's my mindset to like, I have to keep going. So even now that I've been through a few salons, a few studios, people, everything, like, I just have to keep it going and have to figure it out. And it gets so hard sometimes. Like, the older I get, the more you realize that shit is just hard. And it makes me really proud of where I'm at. Because I feel like sometimes I don't acknowledge, like, I don't realize how dope it is until I have like you guys like, Weenie, what the fuck? And I'm like, oh my God. Or like, I'll be in my car on my way to like a big thing, like an event. And then I'm like, wow, like I made it this far by myself. No one has helped me like that, you know? No agency, no nothing. Like, it's kind of crazy. And I'm doing really good right now, but normally I get emotional over this because I am really proud I truly feel like I show that I really love what I do.
You do.
Like, I know I'm a great artist. Like, I feel like I give myself the credit, but, and I, don't get me wrong, I know so many great nail techs, people that I think are better than me. Like, there's always people above you, you know?
Yeah.
And even looking at them, I'm like, I know that I'm still, no matter how much better people can be, as long as you're trying your best, you will always be up there with everybody else. And that's how I see it. There's no such thing as competition. There's nothing. Like, as long as you know what you do is good and you try your best, it's always going to be the best.
I always say there's always room at the table.
Yes,
the sun shines for everybody.
Everyone.
And that's why, like, I told you in the beginning, I was like, you know, there's people that want to be estheticians, nail techs, all this stuff. How was that process for you?
You know what? The craziest thing about that question, because I get it a lot, this is the thing. I started doing nails 18 years ago, before it was a trend to be a nail tech, a lash tech, a waxer, a hairstylist. It's not even about the trend, because it's always going to keep, that's like, the beauty industry is the biggest thing. Like, it's never going to die down. Right. And there's millions of people. No one will ever run out of clients, you know? So when I started, even I look back at my work and I used to think that it was like really good. Like, everybody used to be like, oh my God, she's the best. And I was like, yeah, the fuck I am. And then now that I'm older, I look back and I was like, wow, y'all were real ones, because they were not that good.
Like, but, why didn't you guys ever tell me this was ass?
But here's the thing. If you go back and look, there was no nail techs at the time. It was just all the chop shops. It was all those nail salons. And then there was this little 14-year-old girl working out of a swap meet or a salon, whatever it was. And, oh, yeah, she's dope. And then, you know, I did a lot of transitions. I ended up working in my backyard, in my house. I worked everywhere. So they're like, oh, that's why they were so amazed, because I was a little girl working her ass off, and I was better than a lot of the places, or so I thought, because my work was different. And now I look back and I'm like, I see why I was that girl when I was younger. And now older me's like, wow, I'm so proud of her, because I didn't see it then. I mean, I thought I was the shit, obviously, when I was little, but now it's like, I wasn't that good, but it was cool that I even made it this far.
For real.
With that, because it's hard when you, especially now, I know a lot of girls are trying to like, they're thinking about joining like something like esthetician, and everybody's afraid. Why are you scared? You're scared that you're gonna fail, because there's so many people in the industry, but like, there's enough for everybody. There's no such thing as being afraid when it comes to it.
I think more than anything, it's also setting yourself apart. Like, what's gonna make you different from this esthetician or whatever, et cetera, et cetera. And I feel like for you is your art. You, like, literally your actual artist. She can make anything on your nails. Like, she could paint, she could do whatever. Have you ever like wanted to be like an artist though? Like,
you know what's funny? I don't know how to paint on paper. Like, I don't know how to draw. But then I also didn't know that I could do it on nails. And then one day I was like, oh, wow, like, this is kind of cool. And then I started throwing my own twist in it, you know, and then I started doing it differently. And I was like, this is kind of cool. And that's the thing. I think because the advantage that I get from that is that I started when I was so young that, for example, let's just say she wanted a 3D flower, right? And I don't know how to do that. I would figure out how to make one.
Make it work.
It didn't matter if I was using popcorn and I was hairspraying it. You see, I just came up with that right now. I was going to make it look like a flower and it was going to be badass. And you would never know it's popcorn with hairspray. Like, that's, I just made that up and now I'm going to try it. But literally, like, that's, since I was younger, I've just figured it out, which is why I think it makes me a little different. I always try.
Yeah.
You know, like, even like now, for example, something really popular is like a marble nail, right? And now, if you're a nail tech, you obviously know that there's different ways to do it. But at the time when it first came out, there was like a special polish. I didn't have money for that. I was in high school and I was saving up for my nail school after high school. So what I did is I just grabbed some acetone and some whatever. Some people use Sharpie, whatever, and I just made it happen. And it was just like a DIY type of thing. And that's how I got to, like, you know, my art now. Because I still DIY stuff a lot of times.
You do?
You know, yes.
Which, do you get that from your mom?
So, fun fact, my parents are all very talented. Like, they're...
Okay, wait. Fun fact about her is that not only could she do nails, but she can sing insane. We've talked about it so many times. She's doing my nails and then she's just singing and then I'll harmonize with her. We'll harmonize with each other. And then whatever happened? You signed up for The Voice.
I was really young. I was like 16. And if you have been to one of those things, it's not really fair. And like, you have to be very extremely good, or you just got to go on a really good day where they don't care. Because it's like there's like thousands of people and then they put you in groups of 10 and they either pick one or none.
Yeah.
You know, and I was 16 when I went, and I didn't discourage me, because then later on I did like a city thing with the same song I did and then I won. So it was like, whatever, you know?
Like, I wasn't the problem.
Yeah, I wasn't the problem. It was just the people that picked that day. No, so yeah, but you guys always bring up the whole singing thing, and I forget sometimes that because I love to sing, you know, but my nail passion has taken over all of it, and I just don't have time for nothing else.
All right, we're going to go on a quick break, and we'll be right back. All right, you guys, welcome back. But what I love is that you also get to work around a bunch of artists.
Oh my God, yes. And it kind of like heals the inner child part of like me wanting to, you know, when you're little, you have a dream. Now, funny thing, since we're already, my dream as a little kid, it was I wanted to be a singer, a famous singer. I used to go in the closet and I used to sit in my mom's little jewelry box. She doesn't know this. I'm so embarrassed. Sorry, Mom. I would sit in her little thing and I would stare at myself in the mirror and I would sing. And mind you, I was a little 6-year-old, 5-year-old, I don't know, singing like Whitney Houston, like all the old stuff, you know? Yeah. And I remember just looking at myself in the mirror like, I'm going to do it. And it was always like something I wanted to do. I wanted to be a singer. And then as I grew up, I'm like, oh, this isn't really like real. Like, I mean, you know what I mean, right? And it's harder than you think. And then my mom, she did try to not push it, but she was trying to help me out. And then I just kind of like, yeah. Right. They were like, oh, she has to have good grades to enter this. Oh, never mind. Just kidding, you know, like I can't do it. Right. So, and then that's kind of how I just ended up sticking to nails when I realized that it was fun and I loved to do it. I was like, fuck it, I'm going to do it, you know? But going back to that, now that I have amazing friends and clients that are like these big artists and I get to go on tour with them because of doing nails, I get to experience them doing like their warm-ups. I get to experience them performing on stage. I get to experience sitting there with them and them telling me that they love how I sing. And that's super cool to me, you know? So it just heals the inner part of me that wanted to be an artist. I get to watch my clients be these big artists and getting to where they're at. Like that's the win for me right now.
Like you get recognition on like both ends.
Yes.
Like you as a nail tech and then you as an artist. Like whenever you come into a room, you're very like, you have so much light. And you carry so much, it excites me to see you. You know, like
I always get excited.
I know. We're like, okay, what are we going to talk about today? No, but it's honestly such a light. And again, like I'm so happy and I'm so proud to be able to say like, damn, like I saw that like on the come up. Aww. Like every time like things, when you post them, I'm always like, oh my God, Ween, like this is insane. Can I name the artist that you worked with? Okay. I'm gonna give her I'm gonna toot her horn. She's worked with SZA, Kehlani, Cheekies, of course, my sister. Who else?
Your favorite? When I had to stay over at your house?
Who?
You don't remember when you like, oh, just come inside. Rihanna.
Oh, Rihanna. Yes, like there's like, and I don't think. Do you have you had your I made it moment yet? Like, have you ever just like, damn, like, what am I doing?
No,
you haven't yet?
I mean, I get it. I'm gonna give you guys an example, and it's so corny, I feel, but for example, I've been working with SZA for over 1.5 years now. Mind you, I've done like Lauryn Hill too. Like, there's so many people that she didn't.
I know. Name. There's a lot of people
there's
I
just
forgot.
Too many. Like, and it's funny because I'm like thinking like, damn, you forgot a lot of.
I know
a lot of them, but I remember like a lot of times I'm out with them and stuff, and it doesn't really give me the chills until like they're on stage and I'm just next to them, or like when I got a little security telling me like if you need anything, let me know. Period. Or like the other day, for example, I'm with SZA. I've even like slept over and gotten lit with SZA before. Like we do that a lot because I go late, and like it's so funny because I do all that stuff, and I'm just like, these are my. And I love, if you're a regular client of mine and you're not an influencer or a celebrity, you know that I take care of all my clients. Like I'm big on my clients are why I make a living, why I'm where I'm at. In fact, if
take care of
I suck at having a conversation because I go everywhere. But if it was like, my clients are so cool about, like, I have to cancel a lot. Yeah. I do so much, and I tell my clients, if you guys can't, like, I get it. I'm suck. I cancel you guys so much. If you guys can't do this, like, you guys can go to another nail tech. Like, don't wait for me. And they're like, no, Ween, we're gonna fucking wait for you. You're gonna kill it. Go get that bag. Everybody's so cool. That's the only reason I've made it this far, because if they wouldn't do that, I'm not going to rely on a celebrity. Yeah. Because even though I love my clients and we do get paid really well, it's not the same. It's hard. It's different. So my clients, they mean like so much. So I can't just, like, they're the reason why I'm where I'm at. So yes, when I'm at a concert, that's when I feel it, And so I remember I was in New York for the Met Gala with SZA, and like, mind you, we hang out all the time when I do her nails, and I was literally sitting. They brought the SUV, and then I like was sitting right next to her, and I was like, oh my God, I'm sitting next to SZA. Like, it was it hit me right there, because like you could just see the people looking for her, and I'm like, oh, I'm right here.
Because then at this point, you already see them as like normal people, kind of.
Yes, and I'm not gonna lie. In fact, I'm gonna give you guys, because obviously if you guys don't know me, you guys don't know like who I've worked with, because I've worked before I was doing celebrities. I was like doing all the influencers, and to be quite honest, I've ever only gotten really nervous with one person. And you know who it was? Who? It was Alan.
Really? Alan, oh, yeah, you've told me this
He was
before.
My very first influencer. Like, I remember he posted he needed his nails done. And I was like, oh, I can take you, And he pulled up to my salon. I was a 19-year-old, I think. He pulled up to my salon with the camera in my face. And he's like, oh, we're here at Master House, whatever. We're House of Beauty. And I remember I was, like, cutting his cuticles. And I was like, oh, my God, he's filming. And he's...
If I cut him right now.
Oh, my God. It's so funny, because I was freaking out more of, like, this is the first time I'm actually going to be on there, like, on someone's camera, And then I did not know. Because I always tell Alan, I'm so thankful for him, because if it wasn't for him, I wouldn't have gotten like Annette, and then I wouldn't have gotten you, and I wouldn't have gotten everyone. I've literally done all our friends, like I wouldn't have done none of that without Alan. And thanks to Alan and everyone, all the influencers that like let me work on them and get me like all the practice and practice in like house call wise. I was able to actually kill what I'm doing now on set, on tour, at their houses, because it's like I be doing crazy stuff. I be sitting on the floor doing one of my clients' nails. Like Kaylani will go to sleep, she'll be like this, and then I'll just be on the floor, and her hand will be in my face because she's asleep, and I don't want to move her. I'm gonna do it. So it's like everything has prepared me too for like where I'm at right now.
It's like you're entering a space. You're literally in their most vulnerable, intimate times, and that's why I say, like, I feel like you could be like a little therapist. You're like one of my little therapists, right? I have a lot of them because I love every single one of you guys. But I love being able to feel comfortable and feel safe to be able to fall asleep or cry. Johana knows when I'm in a bad mood or when I'm just finished crying or whatever. Like, and I appreciate you opening that door and having that space, but also making sure it's not too weird. And I can trust you enough to not go and say my business to everybody else. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, you have that line of respect.
And that's really big when it comes to, because I've seen a lot of things happen online with like other people, and I'm like, this is why you have to just really keep everything in their homes. You know what
I mean? Have boundaries, basically. Even with your clients. Like, you've had to learn how to just, okay, this stays here, this stays here. I can't really share this, or that, Yes. Have you always, like, because you mentioned, like, you've had to, you use the house calls as practice, right? What do you feel like, what are the top 3 things that you learned, like, in your house calls, or what that you take into, like, a high profile client? Like, you go into their homes and, like, okay, this is how you're meeting them for the first time. So how is it, like, presenting yourself?
Honestly, I think I'm so like hecha al molde for it already, you know?
Yeah.
It's really like when I get there, I always make sure like I make a new kit for all my clients, for example. So every time, I don't know if you'll notice, but every time I come to a house call, I always have something new. Or like I always try to keep everything color coordinated. Everything has to be really nice because for some reason, whenever I go to a house call, like a new house call, they'll be like, wow, like you have a nice setup. And in my head, I'm like, it's just a table and like pink cloths and like all my stuff. But I guess some people don't do that. And it's like, make sure you have a really nice kit. Make sure you look presentable. And then 2, I always kind of like, I'm a very talkative person.
You are.
I've had people tell me like, my daughter's coming. Like I have clients that are like, I'm bringing my daughter. She doesn't talk. She's very, and I'll be like, girl, not after she leaves. And then they leave and my client will be like, girl, my daughter is so happy. I've never, and I'm like, I don't know. I just feel like I'm like this little like, I feel like I have a little bulb inside me, and I'm like, no, I'm gonna share this. Like I feel that way all the time. I feel like this sort of energy, and sometimes I'm like, I don't know what it is. I'm running on no sleep sometimes, and I'm like, I feel it. What are we doing next? You know, so I just feel like I said, the cleanliness, the presentation is a big thing. Scoping out your client is that the word?
Yeah.
Like check out what
Reading
they're
the
like.
room.
Yeah, read the room. Make sure, like, sometimes people, I'm really good at reading it. Like, there has been times where I'll come and she looks like she just got pissed before I got here. So I'm not going to ask her how her date went or something until I see her face change. Until she goes, okay, my ween, so how was your day? Because that's what she does. And then that's when I'm like, okay, let me tell you what just happened to me. Because you guys, on top of all this, Jenicka, I consider Jenicka, she's not even like my friend. She's not my client. I consider her like my sister, like a cousin or something. Because I feel like I'm so close to you.
Yeah.
I'm so close to you, to your sister, everybody. Like, it's just, I love it. And it's because it's just that nail tech, like, for me.
It's a connection.
Yes. And I always make sure that everybody feels comfortable. Like, and you guys do the same for me. Even though I'm an open book, everybody knows. Like, I'm just very, like, okay, it's time for my client. Like, it is what it is, you know?
Yeah. I love that though, Wayne.
I hope I'm answering your question.
You are. No,
I go back and forth. Is it ADHD? They say it's like I go like one story becomes like 10.
That's fine.
And then they don't get finished.
It's not really like questions. It's just we're chit chatting.
good.
I love, I love hearing these stories again. Maybe because like I don't know. Look, and before anybody comes for me either, you haven't gotten your nails done by Wayne. Look, she's busy. She's busy. I'm busy, and sometimes, and I've seen people like hate on us too.
You've seen it? Yeah.
Yes, and I'm just like, okay, that does not mean that we don't talk, that we don't hang out. Our schedules don't align, and that's totally fine. She also lives super far from me, and I'm so anal.
100
I'm
miles.
probably the one client that is so anal about her getting rest, her eating, and making sure that she's like, she doesn't care. She will stay up all night, and I won't have it. Like, no.
Like, literally, there was a time that I hadn't even done her nails in like, a long time. And I was like, I'm at Rihanna's, which was like literally 30 minutes from your place at the time. And she was just like, you better not drive home. Stay over. And I literally, they were all knocked out. And I think you had left the key or Val opened it or something happened. And I literally went in and I knocked out on her couch. And I woke up and she was gone. I was like,
know.
oh.
No, but it's super important for me. And I love to give her the space and the time. And again, I'm so honored. I'm grateful for how we met. I'm grateful for also being able to see where you are at and where your growth has been. And I don't know, like, it just makes me a little happy and like proud. It's also because you're also Latina, and I know your mom, and I know your family. Your family has come over to cook, and I don't think we mentioned, but your mom has also been in the beauty industry for a hot minute.
Yes, my mom's been doing hair. She's a hairstylist. She does everything though. Like, the old school people are just like dope. My mom does hair. She can do wax. She does makeup. She does everything. Anything beauty, my mom does it. In fact, my mom taught me how to do like my first acrylic nail on my thumb. Because I was too little, so she just let me do my thumb,
She's probably like so happy.
She's been doing it since she was like, I think 18. I don't want to give out her age, but it's been over 20 something years for sure. And she's still really booked and busy. So that's really cool because now it's like, it's so funny if you guys want to look her up, but her Instagram is Weenie's mom. So it's like, okay, yes. Period.
Oh, wait. Okay. We didn't even say why you're named MasterWeenay.
MasterWeenay. So my nickname has been Weenie since I was in 6th grade. My brother, it's actually my brother's nickname and it became mine. My brother's name is Juanito. And when my little sister, they're like about the same age. She, little white girl, she couldn't say Juanito. She would call him Weenito. We started calling him Weenie for short. Then my little sister wasn't really around. So then we we start weenie, it became weenie. And then I started saying it to everyone that in elementary, I was weenie.
Yeah.
And then, growing up, I was in high school, I was still weenie. But I remember I had a friend in high school, and we used to talk with accents. Now, this is going to matter because a lot of people don't know why it's MasterWeenay instead of weenie. So when we were in high school, my friend Brianna, we would talk with accents, and we'd like, hello, weenie. So it was weenie, even though it wasn't weenie, it was just weenie.
Right.
So then one day, she was a tomboy, and she liked little black polish on her nails.
Right.
And no, she didn't even like her nails done. And we of course, burra, I was in fucking summer school. And I'm like, get it. I had my mom's van. She had a bike. And I'm like, Brianna, put your bike in the van. Let's go home and let's hang out.
Right.
We went. I think she was stoned. I got her some McDonald's. She spelled out weenie and French fries. She was high, I believe. And then I went to go get dressed. And when we came back I had just moved into this house that we were living in, and we had like a random ass back house in the back.
Right.
And my mom's like, you can do whatever you want, just go in there and make it your nail room, because I was working in my sala. And I'm like, okay, cool. Tell me why. There was a bucket of paint, and we grab it. And I painted her nails first, actually. And she's like, I don't like nails, weenie. Like, I don't like, tomboy Brianna. And she literally let me give her a matte black. And she was like, oh, wow, this is so good. She's like, MasterWeenay, you're MasterWeenay. And I was like, that's going to be the new name. There was a bucket of paint, and we grabbed it, and we wrote it on the wall, MasterWeenay. We thought it was funny. I changed my Instagram name, and I've been MasterWeenay ever since.
Iconic.
And the craziest thing is, later on, I was like, my goal is to be a celebrity nail tech.
Period.
I'm like, I don't know, like, if I'm going to be a nail tech, because my dream was at this point just to be a nail tech, a really good nail tech. I'm like, if I'm going to be a nail tech, I want to be like the best that I could be. Like, what can I do aside from just being a nail tech? I'm like, maybe I can work with like a celebrity or something. Like, it was a goal, because a lot of times I see a lot of nail techs say like, oh, it just came to me, I didn't do it. No, like, I remember thinking like, I'm good at this, I'm gonna reach for the stars, literally.
Period.
And now I'm like, oh my god, like my clients or my friends will be like, remember when you said that?
Yep.
And I'm like, dude, that's crazy. That's what it is. And it's funny because when I had that MasterWeenay sign, it was, I'm so authentic, because I remember we would grab pens, and when my clients would come visit, they would write, kind of like when you go to Boiling Crab, they would write in between the letters of MasterWeenay.
Oh.
And eventually I worked there for years, and I turned it, like, I love remodeling. Like, that's one thing about me. I'll switch it up every week or every month, because I can't. And I switched up that room a few times, and we kept painting over it. But that house in the corner where I used to live, it's like, that's where I started, like, MasterWeenay. And it's because of my friend. She gave me that name.
Fun fact. There you guys go. Your goal was to be celebrity nail tech, right?
Yes.
You're already there. What's your next goals?
Okay, so
What are the next? What's the next?
my goal originally, when I'm already a nail tech. What else can I do being a nail tech? Celebrity nail tech. So then I do celebrity nail tech. And my goal when I was like 17, I was like, I'm going to open up a salon by the time I'm 21. That was I wanted a shop by the time I was 21. And I remember some crazy drama went down, in my family. And long story short, I was working from home, and I could no longer work from home. Somebody called State Board on me. Somebody called the city on me. And luckily I didn't, God's always with me. I was okay. They were fine. And my mom had just got out of being in a business with somebody.
Okay.
So my mom looked at me when this happened, and she was like, it's time. It's time for her to open a salon. We're going to help her. Wow. And my mom and my dad were like, fuck it, let's do it. And we found a spot, and we got it. So, again, off topic, but my goal was open a shop, and I opened it by the time I was 19. So I was 19 when I got my first shop, and then I did the whole celebrity thing. And even till this day, like, now I do get new artists, and I'm like, this is still so fucking cool that I get recognized by these people to book on. And then I get there, and they're like, oh my God, you're so good. We've been trying to book you, but you've been busy. Like, that's cool. Right. So my next step, honestly, I have no idea, because I'm really overwhelmed. It's really hard to run a full salon. Even though I have renters, it's really hard to just run that, because you want your place to be perfect, and I'm a little strict, because I love when my clients come in, I want it to be the best experience. So I like to be at my shop, and and then I also don't like any help. I don't have management. Like, I am the manager and I am the boss. Like, that's it. Like, there's no one to help me. So right now I haven't really thought about what I want to do next.
Okay. Everybody
does keep telling me to do like music and stuff, but I'm like, that's just not really like, I would love to do it, but not as an actual, like, like, just for fun. I think my goal is to actually make some time and do some hobbies, because I don't make time.
I think you need time for yourself.
That's the goal.
Yes. In general. I've always telling you this, though.
You do.
As a friend, I'm like, you need to get back on your shit. You need to worry about yourself. Does she listen? Probably not.
And you know what's
But
also crazy? Out of all my friends, and don't get me wrong, I have the best client friends, okay? But Jenicka, you're like one of the only people that definitely always checks in on me. Like, Ween, how are you? Just checking in. I miss you. Or like, we should hang out. And then me too, vice versa. But you're one of the only people that I really do like.
It's because I love you.
No, and I love it because I'm like, how did she know I was thinking of her?
Aww.
And I mean, we follow, obviously, like you follow my Finsta, you guys, and it's lit in there. So whenever I see her, we definitely have so much to catch up on. Like,
I know.
A 1 hour appointment turns into like a 3 hour appointment with Jenicka because it's like, no, we need to catch up. Like right now, I haven't seen you. The last time that I saw you
was at Fade.
it was like 3-4 months ago. And like now we have to catch up. It's gonna
it's time.
That's gonna be like a 4-hour session right there.
Okay, there you go. And I'm probably gonna get the most simplest set. I'm not the crazy one. She knows that. Well, it's not crazy, but I just like, I like my cute little simple ones. All right, we're gonna go on a quick break and we'll be right back. All right, you guys, welcome back. Are you down to play a game?
Yes.
Just a little bit? Okay. So that we could, get on a deeper level. Okay. Where is it? Okay, choose one. Left or right?
Do I know what they say?
No.
Okay.
They're both basically almost the same.
Left.
Left? Wait, my left, your left?
Yours is fine.
Okay.
It looks cuter. Just kidding.
Like, which left are we talking about? Okay.
I went like this.
Okay, so this is like a cute little game that I like to play. We're just going to choose a bunch of cards. Okay, choose. I always end up making my own rules when it comes to this one. Throw it. Me, and like whatever. Okay. Blue.
Blue. And then it says in front of you.
Family. Yeah. Me.
You.
You're asking. I think
so,
you're asking me. Yes. This is preguntas, by the way. If you guys are followers of the podcast, we recently did an episode with Hija de tu Madre. They made this game called Preguntas, and it's amazing. So
this is so cute.
Yeah.
Are you more like your mother or your father?
Ooh, that's a good one. All right. I feel like I'm more like my mom. Like I'm very straight up and honest, and also, I don't know. My mom, like on a side that a lot of people don't know about my mom. So yeah.
And you look like her.
Thanks. Thanks, man. Honestly, we've been planning. We have to do that set. We've talked about it for 3 years about the set for my mom. Like where was it that it was like
I was gonna draw her, wasn't I?
No, and then you were gonna do the sticker, and then it was the something where the actual picture where you put the actual picture
of her. Yeah, and it's funny because I didn't have time, but I was planning on doing it on myself, and I didn't get a chance to. But we're doing it for you.
We're still gonna do that one day.
We have to.
Please hold for that one. Okay. This one says, you pick. Okay. Ween. Is it difficult or easy for you to talk about your emotions, and why?
It actually is. I'm like the biggest crybaby, so I feel like if you were to ask me, "Are you okay?" I will definitely start crying, and I'll tell you why. You said what?
You would lie to me though.
Oh yeah, I always lie to Jenicka. No, it's just I think I'm pretty easy at expressing my emotions. That's what it was, right? Yeah. So I think it is for me at least.
Okay, your turn to go. Ooh, you keep getting the blue.
Do I have to read that? What is it?
No, it's the same thing in front. Okay. Yeah, it's fine.
Describe your siblings.
Oh,
I like that.
I think you know all of them.
I do.
You know all my siblings.
I know. I love them.
Right? Okay. So Chiquis, I'm going to say more on a personal level. She's my mom's sister. She's always making sure how I am emotionally. Jackie also, she's also like that. She's very protective of me, but I have a lot more. I have fun with all of them. They're all protective. I realize they're all protective of me. But they're all assholes in their own way. Yeah, they're just, they could be assholes in their own little way. But Jackie's more the outgoing. She's very loud. I feel like she's like you, like outgoing, just extroverted. Chiquis is a little bit more serious, but also extroverted. Mikey, you haven't really hung around Mikey.
No, too much. Not enough for me to know him like that.
No, but he's also, he's more reserved and private. And then Johnny is Johnny. He's the little one, and he's probably he's very emotional. He's very in tune with his emotions. But yeah. Okay. No. I'm gonna get that's that one, right?
Yeah, same thing.
Orange. Okay. Orange. Ween. Ooh, have you ever contradicted your values? When and why? Like, have you ever gone against like something that you believe in yourself? You're like, damn, I probably shouldn't be doing this.
I don't think so.
No?
I don't think I've ever gone. Have I? I mean, I do it all the time, but you know why? it's not. That's why I'm like, I can't share that here.
Let's not talk about that one because
It's not okay. No. No, just skip that one.
No, but I feel like, and I've said it before also, like, I feel like we get ourselves into situations that we probably shouldn't have. And that could be relationships, that could be business, that could be friendships or whatever. And I feel like everything's like a learning lesson.
For sure, yeah.
Dude, what is like your biggest lesson that you've learned being in as a nail tech and in this business? That you take, you're like, damn.
The biggest lesson I learned is that you can't be best friends with the people that you work with.
I was waiting for you to say that one.
I know.
Yeah.
Jenicka knows my whole life when it comes to my business, you guys.
But it's like, no, but it's for real. Like, you can't, it's too hard to have friends and business at the same time. Like,
there's a line that you can't cross. Yeah.
People genuinely think it works out, and sometimes it really doesn't. Like, it's better just to stay friends, unless there's that person that knows boundaries and that knows like this.
For example, me, I've been through hell and back, and right now I'm in like where I'm my current state of like my business. I love all the girls that I work with. They're all super respectful, and we can actually hang out, and there's always a line that we just don't cross. And it's super cool because if they need me, they call me. If I need them, they call. Like, it's super cool. Like, it's just, they get it. So as long as you just don't cross that. That's one thing you don't do.
What other advice can you give to people looking to maybe to get into this business, or things that maybe you've learned that you could share, and that as a starter, maybe that they could be like, wow, okay. You know,
I think the main thing is always to just don't give up. Don't worry about how many people are already doing it. Don't let nobody tell you that you can't do it. Because a lot of times I've met people that tell me that their families are the ones that are like, that's all you're doing? That's like, they don't think that doing nails is a real job. And I used to get that a lot until they're like, oh yeah, se cree. Now they think I'm rich. Like, it's not even like that. But people just assume and they stop asking, you know?
Yeah.
But a lot of times people, when you're in the beauty industry, people say it's not a real job. And that's why you have to be passionate and do your best. So people don't think that. And you have to prove to them, you know? So
passionate and committed.
Yes, that's what it is.
Like, if you just stop, imagine if you stopped and then you would like never have the opportunity to work with all these people.
Right. And speaking of emotions, this is so weird, but I drive a lot, right? Yeah. And I'll be like driving home from like a crazy ass day with like an artist or whatever.
All you're doing
is
thinking.
I'm just thinking like, what am I doing next? But I'm also thinking like, I'm going to cry because I'm so thankful and I can't wait to just do some cool ass nails tomorrow. Like, I'll be super tired and I'll be like, okay, let's go to the shop. I want to do some nails. Like, I don't even have time. Earlier, I just posted like, who wants to come get their nails done? Like a model. Why do I need a model when I got 20 people booked this week? But whatever. That's true. That's just
your passion doesn't stop.
Yeah, it doesn't. And that's how you have to be when you really want to like, when you want to do it. If it's truly your passion, don't let nobody stop you. You have to do it.
For real. Well, I'm happy. I'm grateful that I had the time to talk to you and for people to know you the way I know you, and you're an inspiration for me as well. And I love you, and I'm so proud of all the growth.
Thank you. And thank you for having me.
Of course. Make sure you guys follow MasterWeenay. It's, how do you say it?
It's MasterWeenay.
Weenay, yes.
But if you see me, you call me Wiener, Ween.
Yes.
Whatever.
She'll answer. She'll respond. She'll be like, yes. She has a shop in OC in Orange County. She also has people just as amazing as her. In case she's too busy, make sure you guys hit her up. Hit the shop up. Thank you guys so much for watching and listening to this episode. Make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe. And I will see you guys next Tuesday. Bye. Overcomfort Podcast is a production of iHeart's My Cultura Podcast Network.